The fate of the Christmas Island flying fox is hanging by a thread. This adorable, fluffy creature could vanish forever after just one devastating cyclone. Despite being the island's last native mammal, this critically endangered bat species lacks a proper recovery plan and is still managed under outdated conservation guidelines. And this is the part most people miss. Without urgent action, we risk losing a unique species that plays a vital role in its ecosystem. Described by animal ecologist Dr. Annabelle Dorestein from Western Sydney University as incredibly cute and chunky, the Christmas Island flying fox is smaller and fluffier than many of its mainland Australian relatives. Dr. Dorestein, who has dedicated 9 years to studying these bats, likens them to cuddly teddy bears, highlighting their charming appearance that belies their ecological importance. Christmas Island, situated about 1,550 kilometers northwest of Western Australia, once hosted 5 native mammal species, 2 rodents, 2 bats, and a shrew. Sadly, the rodents disappeared in the early 20th century, and the shrew hasn't been seen since 1985, likely extinct. This leaves the flying fox as the island's sole surviving native mammal. In a grim milestone, the Christmas Island pipistrelle, one of Australia's tiniest bats, measuring just 3.4 centimeters, became the first recorded extinction under the Federal Environment Protection and Biodiversity Conservation Act in 2009. Biologist Professor John Winiarski called this event the first irredeemable failure of the legislation, underscoring the stakes for the flying fox. The Christmas Island flying fox weighs around 400 grams and sports dark brown or black fur. It's considered a keystone species because it plays a crucial role in pollinating plants and dispersing seeds, which helps maintain the island's unique forest ecosystem, Dr. Dorstein explains. Estimating the population size is tricky, since these bats roost in hard-to-reach locations and are scattered in both large and small groups. However, there's no doubt their numbers have dropped significantly. In the 1980s, about 2,000 bats were counted at Hosny Spring, one of the island's 2 main roosting sites. Dr. Dorstein's recent visits to the same site revealed a stark decline, with fewer than 400 bats observed, a dramatic drop that signals serious trouble. The small population size, combined with their dependence on just a few maternity and breeding sites, makes the flying fox extremely vulnerable. Threats include habitat destruction from mining and development, predation by feral cats, and harassment by invasive species like the yellow crazy ant. But here's where it gets controversial. Despite these clear dangers, the Christmas Island flying fox is Australia's only critically endangered mammal without an official recovery plan. While other species, like the Nabarlek wallaby, may lack individual plans, they are covered under broader conservation strategies. The flying fox, however, remains without such protection. In March, then Environment Minister Tanya Plibersek confirmed a previous government decision to remove recovery plans for 176 species and communities, including the flying fox. Instead, the government relies on conservation advice, which an Environment Department spokesperson described as being in effect. Leading expert Professor Justin Welbergen criticized this approach, calling the existing conservation advice severely out of date and ineffective for managing the species today. We know there are far fewer Christmas Island flying foxes than before, he said. It's time to act because we don't want to repeat the tragic mistake made with the Christmas Island pipistrelle, which was essentially monitored to extinction. James Trezise, CEO of the Biodiversity Council, emphasized the importance of recovery plans and conservation advice. These documents are essential for identifying threats, outlining necessary actions, and guiding efforts to save endangered species. Having a conservation plan is critical, especially for a species that's critically endangered, he said. Equally important is ensuring there are sufficient resources to implement these plans. Professor Winiarski, who spent 2 years living on Christmas Island, paints a vivid picture of the island's unique environment. It's a magnificent place, he said. Walking through the forest, you see trees draped with nests of Abbott's booby, Christmas Island frigatebirds, and many other seabirds, all calling day and night in a strange, beautiful cacophony. The forest floor is alive with red crabs like nowhere else on Earth. While research investments and an advisory panel for the flying fox were established following the pipistrelle's extinction, Wynarski warns against complacency. The flying fox exists only on this one island. If a severe cyclone were to strike, destroying key trees and blowing bats off their roosts into the ocean, the species could disappear in an instant. So, what do you think? Should the government prioritize creating and funding a recovery plan for the Christmas Island flying fox before it's too late? Or is the current conservation advice enough? Share your thoughts below. This is a conversation that needs to happen before another native species is lost forever.